Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I will be speaking about Mars. Very special heliacal disappearance of Mars, meaning that this month of August, on the 22nd, Mars becomes invisible. When planet becomes invisible, we know the planet is hiding in the rays of the sun. So Mars will be invisible from 22nd August until, imagine, almost 1 year, until June of 2026. What is the meaning of his disappearance? This disappearance, first of all, happens on a very special moment when planets make very unusual, I would even say ominous aspect. And I mean the trans-Saturnian planets, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, including Saturn actually, they form aspect, which is actually harmonious, but they form aspect in the same degree, exact aspect. This is really such an alignment which is very unique, ominous. And this happens on the moment of the disappearance of Mars, and this happens on the moment of the appearance of the first moon, imagine. Just the hours before the appearance of the first moon. So it is, let's see how to understand this. First of all, who is Mars? You know, Mars is god of war. Why is he so important? Mars is triggering the events. Alone, he cannot cause the world events, but Mars is triggering them. And he, of the ancient Babylonian mythology, this is god Nergal, who actually now is descending in the netherworld. Nergal is descending in the netherworld. What is changing? When we see Mars visible, we see him forming the war theater in a typical martial way. The typical martial qualities he exhibits when he is visible, especially visible, this is when he is in Leo, because he has specific dignities in Leo. But now he entered Virgo 4 days ago, and in Virgo, in the 15 degrees of Virgo, he becomes invisible. He descends in the netherworld in the constellation of Virgo. He connects with the constellation of Virgo. What is Virgo? Sixth house of the zodiac. It is the house of conflicts. It is the house of disputes and health and our routine everyday's life. So Mars as Nergal descends into the netherworld. Of course, he can meet there his wife, Ereshkigal, the invisible Venus, which is positive, because then with her influence he becomes more strategic. Then you will see more strategies, wars behind the scenes, games, lots of games and plans taking place. But Mars is participating in this giant trine between Uranus 7 degree Taurus, Pluto 7 degree Capricorn, and then Mars in the 15 degree. It's not exact, but it is still a trine aspect, trine by signs in the earth, elements. So Mars becomes invisible, participating in this trine. So he is seriously under the influences of two malefic planets. Malefic because for the collective they remain malefic, since our level of consciousness is not yet to a degree that we can say they influence us only in positive way. It's always up to us, but this is another story. So the collective is such that this is not very harmonious influence, but it is divine will, because let's say Uranus is the divine wisdom, Pluto is divine truth, and these two are influencing Mars, who disappears there. Like he is influenced under these two basic but yet major important principles for us. So a lot will be decided during these months. Not necessarily, will not bring necessarily truth to the, not truth, but sorry, peace to the world, because Mars can continue the war theater behind the scenes, because now it will be a lot about strategies, it will be a lot about discussions, dividing the world. Why? Because you have serious influence of the big players, Pluto, Uranus, and let's not forget Saturn, who in the meantime is making opposition to Mars. Saturn and Neptune. So the will of the creator is participating in this, like in everything, but in this case it's very visible. And let me tell you, after this date, around 21st, I say around because let me tell you, when planet becomes invisible, the same planet is already influencing us with the specific principles which she will mean at that time. 7 days, the invisibility is 7 days after. So if we're speaking that on the 22nd, Mars disappears from the sky for us, from our perspective, 7 days before, he already shows us what he means, and 7 days after. So already from the 15th of August, we can see what he means. This disappearance also is including exact square Uranus Sun. So we can speak about maybe changing the strategies of the this major theater, which we see, this major setup. This, you understand what I mean? So we see changing the strategy, changing the whole scenario. Could be that a military person or ruler will even be gone, or will happen something, or will be endangered somehow, or will happen something to his rule. I say his because it will be male for sure. Everything is male in this particular situation. It will be something will happen because of the square, which is also formed to the sea, to the sun. And now this reminds me of the countries as France, because always when I speak about the sun and mundane Leo and mundane astrology, immediately I think of France for some reason. And then I of course will think about Donald Trump, who has the same ascendant, who has affliction of the heart of the lion. So could be that also something will happen. To open bracket, I don't defend him. He's already not what many people expected him to be. So it will be something which will somehow influence. so politician or a military person, and will change the game of the war somehow with this disappearance of Mars. This will be very, very, what to tell you, like change in the scenario and the rulerships in general, the way we see them. And it will certainly be seen because it will be seen because divine high hierarchical powers participate in this. It's not only Mars. Like I told you, Mars is triggering the events. He's pulling the, how you say, the gun. Mars, no, sorry. So it will be something that we will see, and it will be something that will impact the collective. Again, I repeat, Mars, everything happening with Mars is so important because we live in mini era of Aries, and you saw this around 2014. I say around, I cannot be exact in this because we're speaking about cycles of thousands of years. You know, we divide the zodiac by different divisions, and dodecatemoria, and one dodecatemoria is 72 degrees, and we changed the dodecatemoria approximately with very evil events in 2014. So since 2014 we are in the era of mini era of Aries, of Mars. So Mars, every movement he makes is very important. Of course, we will see very different things when he becomes visible, because guess where he becomes visible? In Aries. What is Aries? It's a sign that he rules. He has the full powers there. He has the full dignities, and he will be showing us totally different game as of the summer of next year. So we're speaking now about now, and you will see change in the scenario, change in the way they will negotiate. A lot will be decided behind the scenes, and of course something will happen with big figure because of the affliction of the sun, and in the same moment disappearance of Mars. What is this speaking to you? I I wonder, we will see, but it will be very very big change, like something will be decided. Always when Mars is disappearing, of course the martial energies change into something more secretive, more how to say, more yeah, behind the scenes. This is the answer. In this video I don't think of making reading for the 12 ascendants, because I will tell you why. This is it is not the typical, you know, like mood. It's not this very typical aspect. Actually, of course, people who have Mars as Almuten, meaning Mars, main ruler of your horoscope, this change of Mars will certainly influence your moods, maybe your behaviors, and will trigger events around you, because Mars, if he's ruling your ascendant, being if you have ascendant Aries, ascendant Scorpio, if he's on your ascendant or your moon sign is with Mars or moon ruled by in martial sign like Aries, Scorpio, if you have Virgo ascendant because Mars is in Virgo, or a Pisces ascendant, you will be influenced by Mars. Depends on your Mars, how influenced you are by Mars, and if you have Mars as Almuten. This is why now if I look at the 12 ascendants, this may not be so appropriate. It will be very on the surface. So this is what I want to tell you. And I hope this was informative and interesting for you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, around this date, be a little bit more alert, a little bit more careful. And subscribe to my new channel, Krasi's farm lifestyle. There I'm speaking about I'm showing you my animals, my farm, my agriculture, animals, cooking, things like that. It's more for fun, but of course I apply astrology everywhere. This is how it is, so it could be interesting for you. All the best. Your comments are always welcome. Bye bye.